Chugga, 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 chugga. Yup, yup. The up train's back. The up train's screeching to a halt. It's Yup time.
Woohoo.
There we go. I don't know. We still need to work on the intro. Hey everybody, Yup here, back again with my wonderful co-host Yup.
Yeah, I'm back for another one.
That's right, you sure are, and I could not be happier to have you here, Yup, because today, as promised, we are going to be looking at an episode of Batman the Original Trilogy. And while the pod tower's over there slogging away at, like, the Superman animated series, with their Jump on the Super Wagon show or whatever, no, we're looking at the classics here, the best of the best that the DCAU has to offer. So many amazing episodes. It was very difficult to even pick one. So basically what I did was just pick the first episode I could find in full that was uploaded to Dailymotion. And just to be transparent, the video itself would occasionally, the audio would like cut in and out, or it would zoom in and out, and also it was flipped both horizontally and vertically. So it was actually kind of a nauseating experience. But that's not the episode's fault. That's just, them trying to get around the copyright flaggers. So the episode that I found was none other than Season 1, Episode 3, Nothing to Fear. Have you heard of this episode, Yup?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, that's fine. This is actually the first episode, if my sources are correct, to feature Scareman. Scareman, of course, being one of Batman's most well-known rogues. He has the power to make people feel scared, and he can do this in a bevy of ways, be it like spreading gas over them or showing them a bunch of snakes. Sounds pretty scary to me. So this episode is all about Scareman and his quest to stop the Batman. And before we go any further, I should also mention that Yup and I unfortunately cannot be in the same room today. So we are doing this conversation remotely over a call. And I don't think that's going to impede like our wit or our guile or our teamwork or anything. Like, no, this episode will still be just as great as the previous ones. It'll just be done remotely. Nothing wrong with that. Plot is pretty simple, again a little hard to follow because of how the Dailymotion video is structured. However, I did take some notes, and I'm just gonna kind of read through those. We can kind of review all the things that happened in this episode, and then kind of discuss it more in depth. This episode really interested me, a lot of interesting things going on. So, episode opens, Scareman is in a building with his 1920s Prohibition era goons, and they begin spilling kerosene all over the floor, Yup, all over the floor. And I assume they did this just because, they're evil, right? And that kerosene is not going to come out of the carpets easily, I don't think. Or at the very least, it's going to really stink up the place. So they're having a good evil laugh out of it. Like, it's a dastardly thing that they're doing. And of course, who else is going to be able to stop them but the Batman? And Batman, always being prepared, walks in wearing a mask, Yup. He's wearing a mask so he doesn't have to smell the smelly, stinky kerosene. And even Scareman has to like give him some accolades and say that like he's pretty impressed that Batman brought that ahead of time. And but then Scareman remembers that he's the bad guy. He throws some like marbles, I think, at Batman, and the marbles explode into gas. So now the place smells even worse. At that point, the video kind of cut in and out a little bit, so I don't have too many notes, but a lot of the episode after that, Batman is like hung over in the Batcave. I assume that maybe he went like bar hopping the night before or something. He just looks terrible. The guy's shaking. He's like talking to himself. Alfred shows up and I think is just very disappointed in Batman for giving in to his crippling alcoholism. Okay, some more time passes. Batman talks to a hologram while riding on a blimp. Kind of goes without saying. Some more stuff happens. My notes kind of get a little messy at this point. Somebody gets punched. Scareman gets defeated. I think Killer Croc shows up. That was pretty cool. Didn't expect that. It kind of almost seemed like completely unrelated. And the episode ends with Batman by the grave of his parents wearing a cool pair of sunglasses. And so, yeah, that is basically Nothing to Fear. Again, season 1, episode 3. I mean, some people might tell you that they were still kind of getting their footing in terms of what they were going to do with the show. But honestly, I think a lot of the writing was already on the wall. Batman was pretty epic, had a lot of cool lines. Probably would have sounded even better if the Daily Motion video didn't pitch the audio up so much, because he almost sounded kind of like a chipmunk. So that kind of took away like some of the fear factor, I guess you might say. I mean, don't get me wrong, Scareman was pretty spooky. I think that he could have gotten even scarier though. I think it would have been like a lot more scary if he had done something like, I don't know, like steal all of somebody's content and steal the name of their YouTube channel, like eventually causing them to lose their home and their girlfriend and their best friend and basically everything as he continues to gain success as Scareman doing his scary things. That would have been really terrifying, because only like a true monster would do something like that. So just some constructive criticism. So I mean, I could go on and on about this episode, and there are still like a lot of other things I want to talk about. I want to talk about some animation stuff that I noticed. I want to talk about just some of like the lighting and music. Those are things that are very easy to overlook when actually like reviewing older episodes like this. This episode's actually really important for the lore of a lot of these characters, be it Batman, Batman's parents, Killer Croc. There is so much that you could learn from this episode. But before I get to that, Yop, I would be so curious to hear what your thoughts on the episode were. Why don't you just give us like a quick rundown on some of your favorite moments? Yop, are you still on the call? Are you still gathering your thoughts, or like, I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry everyone. It looks like Yop disconnected like several minutes ago, so I don't know why I didn't get a notification about that. Maybe I was just talking over like the notification sound. Okay. Huh. I'll try to call him again real quick. Hang on. All right, he is not answering. I don't know, maybe his internet went out. Oh, great. Okay. Okay. Well, basically that's season 1, episode 3 of the scare to be scared. I'm sure Yop had a lot of points, and I just don't want to like steal his thunder. So why is he not answering? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll stop there. So thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next time. Yop train is leaving. Chugging off into the sunset. But we'll be back next time. Okay.